Actually, you come when you walk here and you see sell shells tea, but we're not selling tea actually. We're actually selling Singapore signature, and through the Singapore signature, there's solid connection. You want to connect to people? Yeah, so you use tea to connect. Okay, so you are selling connection, you're not selling tea that used to precious. Okay. Firstly, thanks for Warren for inviting me to talk about it, but I don't profess to be an expert or veteran. It sounds like well beaten, right? Very badly. Okay, but I think I'll just share what I observed. Among one observation is that, and just now we've been mentioning, he said is that in the morning the government come up with one policy, and then after that in the evening another policy. So I think it's about picking up the wind. You can describe it as a wind in China, and we are the one reading the wind, and then this is what we see. Okay. It's something like a long time, like veteran you would think that we are shining a light through the tunnel, but don't think that it's a light through the tunnel. But we are telling you what we have seen, what we have gone through. Hopefully that will be useful to you. Okay. Okay. 4th Century. This is a company that I've said mentioned, and then after that we have a joint venture with a Chinese state-owned company here, set up here in Singapore. A new company is called Firechat. So anything that's may see clips that some photos that belongs to them also. Okay, what happened? What we do a bit. Firstly, I describe what we do lah. Okay, then you have a understanding of what we do. So the Chinese, they are doing the traditional part of tea, traditional interpretation, and we are doing the international variation. Okay, that's how we become relevant to them. Relevant to them. We must be relevant to them. We must be doing something that they do not do, they cannot do. Then then it's okay for us. Okay, so we have explained. Yeah, this, and people will see us as doing the finest thing in Singapore, and right now we are doing using the tea as finest tea in Singapore. Okay, we are in Esplanade, and then in the west there's another facility which is doing production. Okay, what we do, import from China and bring it from China. Then we do our next process in here. So in Tuas, what do? We do what you call previous firing and resting. But I try not bore you with all the details there. Okay. But what is more important is that, that's why I mentioned, you walk in, you see shells themselves on tea leaves, but not tea leaves. You're looking at something like, these are Singapore expression, but Singapore expression, to do what you do for you. Think of it as social weapon. To help you when you should. Okay? So this the tea is from, it describes Singapore history. Okay? That's where it becomes relevant, but so how people were curious. Then people are curious, that's where connections works. Okay. And you need to do something that a bit different. Our interpretation must be a bit different. So this we interpret tea as a crystal ball. These are all the flavors in the tea, even the China doing. So we are saying that these are the flavors in the tea untinted with chemicals or additives, and then these are you are exploring something that you're explore. This is a bridge to explore new realms. Okay, then they will be curious. Yeah. Okay, these are products. Okay, this is what we do. Basically, we just came back from what you call China Import International Import Expo. Yes, it's called CII in Shanghai. So I use it one example. I think we were at the show, but we are at the show not for purpose that many people think that you go for show, go for expo, then you want to showcase your job, your things, and try to find perhaps partners to work with. I think more importantly, we are trying to read what they can tell us. It's a win in China. We are trying to read the win in China, and this is the best place because this is President Xi Jinping's project. So elsewhere, we have few, in order to see the Sizhao, for example, it takes a few weeks of them arranging to see this, that, after eventually they see it. That's the figures already. Then how many figures do you have to measure China? Because province may not be enough. But here, you see a few of them in one day. Because this is a President Xi's project, so he make them go there. So they may not be there, so you need, that's why Singapore, Singapore SDF is doing a pavilion, shooting, putting up on the screen, right? You can see that it's our poster and things like that. So it's to attract their attention, okay? So you make the place nice and you go there not to sell, rather than to for these people, if you're coming something with which they are interested in their people. So they'll tell you, oh, can our company use this? Then they'll tell you what their problem is. So we are using it to read what they want. At the same time, we try to give out showcase what we have. Okay, but really at Singapore, we may do well here. There is the rosy picture here. You may do well here, but when you go there, then without tweaks, without understanding what they want, I think what there is a rosy situation, it can be a thorny situation very soon. In the morning, it can be rose for rose, and at the end of the day, for thorns. Because you never underestimate the Chinese competition. It's very many people say that Chinese is very big market, but competition is worse. Okay. Okay, this is what we showcase our work, what we can do for them. So we are doing something that they cannot do. So you must be faster than them. And I must say that the Chinese competition is intense, but I think then you have to put a product in a way that they feel that they cannot catch up. If they can catch up and they can emulate, I think you have to find a way to. It is better to find a way to avoid rather than to try to counteract them. Okay. And then the next one is the about China relationship. It's also to find that CIE is also a good way for us to find building relationship. Because in China, unless you are having a sole monopoly or something of that the Chinese market want badly, urgently, in fact. So there's no such thing as, I think it's difficult if you do not have a relationship. You need to first business aside, it must make business sense first. But besides business sense, you must first have trust, understanding, and then after that share. And it's important. A shared vision is important. You can't do things alone there. So you need a relationship. And for example, for us, our consultant, right, will not arrange for us to just be one person and then try to. It's not transactional. You just go to a meeting and then say that can we do it? Then what you are on what price? No, you don't do that. So in fact, we go travel 2 or 3 days, and you not talk about business, and you go travel, and during the travel with this person, right, this person will tell you. After that, he will bond with you. Then he will tell you your problems. Then he will tell you. Then he will help you to mitigate the problem. Then you can come in. I think this way of working will be better for us in a way that to avoid many pitfalls. Okay. It's something like this is competition. I use this picture to describe competition. I mentioned the market is big, but the competition is harsh. Like just now, the other speaker was mentioning about IP. So they were doing a lot of dirty tricks. You can never imagine what the Chinese doing. So another guy was in China. You know what he do? He will in order to come up with IP, right? So one method of him doing something, you need to disclose your method of doing in the IP disclosure, things like that, how you do this. So he actually come up with a few IPs, and the methods are all fake. And why fake? Because he want to mislead others. Okay, so we don't see